What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to BigAlphGaming. We got a pretty special episode in store for all of you guys today. I'm going to be doing a Pokemon Crystal box variant kind of unboxing, walkthrough sort of deal, just like I did with the Pokemon Emerald unboxing. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into it. So we've got two different variations of Pokemon Crystal. There is the first print variant, which is in this box, and we have the second print variant in this box. This is probably the rarest Pokemon game box of any of them. At least it's definitely the rarest for all of the original Game Boy games. Just a little bit rarer than Emerald, but not by too much. They're both extremely uncommon. But yeah, going to go through, kind of debrief the contents of each box and just kind of outline their conditions. Similar to Emerald, I'm going to be sending these in to get graded. So just kind of want to outline what I think their grades are going to be. So let's just go ahead and we will walk through the first print variant here first. Got it boxed up pretty nicely in this acrylic case. Now this one is actually in a little bit worse condition than the second print variant, but still is in pretty good shape. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to take it out of the box here. All right. Always careful to not damage it in any way, since I'm holding almost $1,000 worth of value in my hands. But all right, this is the first print variant. Now, I did buy this off of eBay, and the thing is, I'm not quite sure. The box just looks very faded. Like, relative to this one, they look like two totally different colors. And like that is partially the case for the first print variant, that it's a little bit different than the second print. But this one, I'm honestly a little bit worried has like gotten some sun damage to it. I'm not entirely sure, but it just looks a little bit too discolored. But in any case, we'll go ahead and debrief it anyways. Now, the glaringly obvious thing here is this nasty looking crease right here in the front of the box. A little bit upsetting about that. It actually wasn't very visible whatsoever in the pictures that were in the listing for eBay. This is the one I could see, and I was like, oh, it's one little blemish, not a huge deal. But this one was not even visible in the pictures, unfortunately. I probably wouldn't have purchased it if I had seen it. But in any case, you've got that blemish there, this one up here, kind of a couple other flaws. You've got this one over here, and then kind of some mild creasing over there as well. So yeah, not as good of condition as I would have hoped. This is actually probably the worst condition box that I intend to keep in my collection. The corners are pretty solid though, like not horrible, definitely not as good as Emerald, but very minor wear on the corners there. Overall, no real creasing on the top, maybe a very slight one there. Bottom, there is a little bit. There's kind of a crease kind of going down there. Corners are a little bit rougher on the bottom, but not too bad. This one's still in good shape. And yeah, that one is too. Over here, some minor wear. Yeah, looking at the side again, you can see some paint here. It's kind of pulling away. I feel like I'm just kind of pointing out all the flaws on this one, unfortunately, but that's just kind of the case with this box. Yeah, and like some corner damage there. Now you'll notice on the back side, we've got a little unknown and just kind of the character sprites. And there is no misprint on this one. So series right here is spelled correctly, and in the second print variant, that is not the case. But let's go ahead and we will unbox this thing now. There's going to be one more piece of wear on it. I'm sure you can see that crease there right in the middle. Obviously not ideal. The box is not in as good of shape as I would have hoped. Let's look at the flaps here real quick. Yeah, it just gives the code like Color Game Boy Byte USA. And yeah, let's go ahead and we will take this out now. So I do actually have the inserts in the plastic wrap, as rare as that is, and the game also has a little plastic baggie around it as well, kind of squeezed in there, but here we go. So I'm going to leave this right there, and then we'll kind of walk through the differences in a moment. But yeah, we've got the game here, and of course you can tell if it's authentic immediately by seeing the 4 gold panels on the back side here. But cartridge, pretty good shape. I mean, I see basically no blemishes on this whatsoever. Maybe you guys will see something, but as far as I'm concerned, this looks really good to me. Even the front side, one of the cleanest labels I've ever seen. It's got the number 19 on it right there. And there's like very mild scratching. You can see there's like a couple lines over there, one kind of running across the top there. But otherwise, it looks really good to me. Like I mentioned in the Emerald video, the box accounts for 50% of the grade, whereas the label and manual account for 25 each, or the game cartridge and manual are 25% each. So I feel pretty good that this label is in the 9s. The box, not so much. I honestly think the box is going to get like an 8. That might even be generous. I'm not quite sure. Kind of a few flaws there with the box, but in any case, we'll go through the manuals here as well. So one of the differences between this print and the second print variant is the inserts. So the inserts here, or the first print variant has a special insert that the other one does not have, and it's this. And unfortunately, it is very creased up. But this is the rarest insert in the bundle. You can buy this for like $100 just for like this little piece of paper on eBay. I mean, it's crazy that this one insert makes it so much more valuable. But yeah, it's a little get $3 back rebate when you buy Pokemon the movie on video cassette. It's just crazy to me, the history behind these games, thinking about like video cassettes were around when they first came out. But in any case, let's go ahead and we will put that to the side. Then you also have a Pokemon Power insert here, Nintendo Power. Again, this one's a little bit creased up here as well, but they're not grading the Nintendo Power insert, so we should be okay there. Then we've got the precautions booklet, USA or DMG USA-8 for Crystal. Ooh, didn't want to do that. And then finally we have the manual. Manual in pretty good shape as well. It does look like there is like I can't tell if it's part of the manual or if it's like a slight crease like running along the side here. I honestly think it's part of it. But either way, manual's in pretty good shape to me. I mean, I think that this is worthy of like a 9 as well. Very, very small creasing there. So yeah, I would think that this manual would get a 9. And like I said, I think the cartridge would be like a 9, maybe 9.2, 9.4. The box, on the other hand, not so much. I think the box is likely to get an 8, which would unfortunately weigh out to, I think the overall rating for this game once it is graded will be an 8.5. A little bit unfortunate. My collection that I've strategically purchased all these games with the intention that I believed that their box would, or that they would be graded a 9 or higher for every one of them. And unfortunately, this one I don't think is going to make the cut. I probably will end up reselling it if it does not, in fact, achieve that 9.0 rating. A little bit frustrating, but hey, at least, I'll have a complete in-box, graded Pokemon Crystal, even 8.5, not a terrible rating, but obviously not the best. And that would probably be worth $1,500, I would guess. So still, could be a profitable investment were I to sell it. But my whole point in getting this box specifically was because I wanted the first print variant. My collection is specifically the first print variant of every Pokemon game. And I needed this one to kind of complete the first print variant set. And it's just hard to find the first print variant of Crystal. Definitely is more rare than the second print series misprint. And so I just wanted to make sure that I got one that was in pretty good shape. This one, again, not bad, but could certainly be better. And if it doesn't get a 9, I will sell it. But if it does somehow achieve that 9 rating, I will gladly keep it. I mean, even though the box isn't pristine, if it got the 9.0, I just want to see that 9.0 on the shelf. That's what really matters to me. But yeah, that's going to do it for the first print of Pokemon Crystal. I'm going to go ahead and carefully slide that back in this case here. And then I'm going to go through a little walkthrough of the second print variant here. So again, pretty stark color difference. You can see the gold bar in the corner of this one is like a little bit lighter. This one is darker, and then much more purple here. And it's just like almost like a, I don't know, like a very darker blue sort of thing than even purple, and they look totally different to me. I'm not sure if this one has UV damage or not, but I'm hoping it doesn't. But let's go ahead and I will take out the second print variant here of Pokemon Crystal. And the most noticeable way for you to tell that it's the second print variant is, of course, the series misprint. You've got people on eBay who constantly advertise, oh my god, like Pokemon Crystal, Grail, series misprint. Like they think it's like they're the only ones that have this exclusive box that has the series misprint on it. But I mean, it's everywhere, guys. The second print was more common than the first print anyways. And so you just get a ton of people thinking they have like a really exclusive game box, when in reality it was just the nature of the game was that the second print, all of them were misprinted with the series, kind of the bracket instead of the R in series. But in any case, box is in better condition than the first one. Very little creasing. Honestly, I don't even know if that's a crease. Very slight damage down here in the corner, but not too bad overall. No creasing on the cover otherwise, or the front. There are these kind of like little ticks or whatever you want to call it in a very mild spot with the paint peeling. But overall, pretty solid shape, definitely better than the first. Then you've got this kind of air on the front of this, or the flap, kind of a little parabolic shape here we got going over Chikorita's leaf. But yeah, it looks just like a normal distribution for all of you stats people out there. But yeah, I don't know quite what happened here. Maybe someone was thumbing it too hard, but yeah, that's kind of the damage to the box. Corners are in pretty good shape. This side, solid. Then bottom, got the Y-fold flap, solid. I didn't point this out on the other one, but yeah, this one has just the full like box flap, whereas this one is the Y-fold flap on the bottom. And then I think that's kind of all the sides. This one looks like it might have some very mild like scratching, like a little thumbprint. Yeah, a couple scratches there, but like not too bad. So I think that this box is in pretty good shape, definitely better than the first, and I'll kind of give my debriefing of it in just a moment here. But one more flaw with this one as well, pretty minor. You actually might not even be able to see it, but it's kind of like pressed inward. You might be able to see the little depression there. But otherwise, pretty good shape overall. I'm going to go ahead and take this one out here. Again, another difference you might have noticed in the inside of the first print, we had like a little corner slot for the game cartridge. That's not the case for the second print variant. It's got this cardboard insert instead. And the inserts are a bit different as well. So go ahead and put that there. Yeah, you've got the cardboard insert, and again, another clean, crispy looking crystal. Not quite as high of a grade, I think, as the other one. There's a couple brown specks down in the corner here, which aren't ideal. And there's, I think, like another one like right there. But yeah, hopefully you guys can see that. And then other than those like kind of brown spots, like little freckles on Suicune, I guess, there's some more over there. Label's in pretty good shape, not really too many scratches on it. It's got the, looks like 20A as the label marker there. But yeah, I think it's overall pretty solid shape here. I think I would still give this cartridge like a 9.0. So I'll go ahead and put that off to the side for the moment. Of course, the cardboard insert, same thing as last time. You've got the DMG USA-8 for Crystal. Then you have the Nintendo Power insert again, and this time the Pokemon Crystal Trainer's Guide as well. So Power insert, obviously not in great shape, but the manual, pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with this. Very minor creasing there. Corners are looking pretty good to me, pretty crispy, a little bit of kind of, I don't know what you want to call that. It's kind of angled upward a little bit, but overall, pretty solid shape here. I'm happy with this manual. So I would give this a 9 as well. Now, knowing that the box is worth 50, manual's worth 50. Sorry, box is worth 50, manual and cart are each worth 25. We've already got two 9.0s here. I think that the cartridge and manual should be at least a 9.0 each. So if you do some quick math there, that comes out to a 4.5 overall for the rating of just the cartridge and the manual. Then we've got the box, right? The box is where it gets a little bit tricky. I don't quite think this is going to be considered a 9.0. I think the box may be an 8.5. Not great. However, if the box is an 8.5, the manual and cart are each a 9.0, 50% of 8.5 is 4.25, plus our 4.5 from the box and manual, or from the game and manual combined. That gets us to 8.75. And from what I have seen, WATA always rounds up in their ratings. So if this gets an 8.75, it would be rounded up to the next rating, which is a 9. Whereas, let's say, I guess they don't always round up, but if it was like an 8.6, it would go down to like an 8.5. It's just if it's the halfway point between two ratings or higher, they'll round up to the next rating, whereas otherwise they round down. So I think that despite the box being probably an 8.5, I'm going to give the cart and the manual a 9 each. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say my overall rating for that box is going to be a 9. So again, pretty happy with that box as well. I actually intend to sell that one, as crazy as that is. Like I mentioned, I want the first print variant for my collection. And this is the second print variant, so I'm not as interested in it, even though it's likely the better conditioned box of the two. So I will likely end up selling this, but I'm still going to get it graded, as I think it will likely have a little bit more value if I do get the graded complete in box there. But yeah, let's go ahead and I will slip these manuals back in here. And got to be ultra careful as always. It's being a little bit difficult this time. Here we go. But yeah, so that's the difference, is in this one, they do not have that $3 video cassette rebate thing. That's the only insert difference. Overall, pretty similar boxes, or at least the contents are just one insert difference. The exteriors, however, quite a bit different. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the kind of walkthrough there of the box contents of the two different Pokemon Crystal variants. I think they're pretty sweet. Probably my favorite game to look at on the shelf. Unfortunately, this one is a little bit cooler to look at than this one, which looks pretty faded to me. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I want the first print variant for a reason. So stay tuned, guys, for all the other unboxings that I'm going to end up doing on this channel eventually. And we're going to get through all of the games in the series, and eventually we're going to do a huge unboxing with the results from all of the grades from WATA. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.